we have Christian on, and we'll start just with a opening statement. Christian, just talk about when you heard your name called.
Yeah, obviously it was a very exciting moment. Sitting there with my family and close friends and being able to kind of hear my name called on the TV was extremely exciting and a moment I'll for sure always cherish.
Christian, just did you have any idea that that was where you're going to go, or that was the team you're going to go for? What was kind of your inclination leading into it?
I didn't know that I was actually going to go to them until the pick was called. It was kind of just at that time. I knew some other teams had some interest, but and also Cincinnati had some interest. So it was definitely an exciting moment when they called my name.
Christian, when this draft was announced and it was 5 rounds, and you're looking at the second round, are you thinking that your name's going to get called? Are you thinking that maybe you might be a little farther down the line, or maybe you should have already heard your name called?
I was just really happy in where I went. I wasn't really concerned of where I was going or where I thought I was going. 48 to Cincinnati is where I went, and that's the perfect spot for me.
What do you know about? Have you ever been to Cincinnati? What do you know about Cincinnati? What's that neck of the woods like for you?
I've actually never been to Ohio, but hopefully joining Cincinnati soon and going up there and experiencing it and seeing the culture and everything that it has to offer.
I know it's kind of a crazy summer, especially this year for minor leagues. What's kind of your next steps moving from here? Have you had any conversations about where you'll go, or how you'll stay in shape moving forward?
I've been training here in Houston, been able to do kind of everything I need to do here, and the next step with the organization, I have no idea. We had a phone call today, but it's been congratulatory, and I've been able to spend this time with my family and friends, and so at this time, I'm just trying to enjoy the moment and worry about the next step when it comes.
Hey, describe what it was like, I guess, when you heard it. Did you have a room full of family and friends, or was it just you and your folks? I mean, kind of describe to us what it was like.
It was about 10 people, my immediate family, my house sitter who's been with me my entire life, and my girlfriend and a couple of really close friends. So it was kind of a nucleus of the people who have been around me my entire life, and was definitely an exciting moment.
Have you had a chance to reach out to Coach Childers and some of your A&M teammates about, the fact that, now it's pro ball for you?
Yes, I've talked to most of my teammates, most of my coaches, and nothing but just me being extremely grateful for my time at A&M and the time and effort each one of those people have put on me and left a mark on me for my future endeavors.
You can look back at your time at A&M. Is there one game, one memory, one moment that stands out to you as kind of the highlight moment, or the one that you'll remember first moving on?
Um, you know, Two memories are when we beat Vanderbilt and Arkansas at home. In both games, we lose the first game of the series. And in the second game against Vanderbilt, we end up coming back from, I think, a 7-1 or 7-3 deficit and end up winning that game 8-7, and then come out the next day and we end up running them out of town. And so that was an extremely awesome weekend when we opened the SEC at home against the number one team in the nation, end up winning that series. And then another one was against Arkansas the last weekend of my sophomore year. We're at home, we lose that opening night by we let some big flies kind of go out of the park, and we end up coming back the next 2 games and winning the series. So those were some awesome moments and things that kind of always look back as great memories at A&M.
With the shortened draft, I know you were projected and slotted around the spot that you are, but is there some level of relief when your name goes off the board with only 5 rounds, and with the signing bonuses and the allotments from into fifth round to free agent being so huge?
For sure. I mean, you dream of being a professional baseball player your entire life growing up. You play this game your entire life, and so much hard work goes into it. And when you get to have the opportunity to play professionally, it's always a blessing and something that you always cherish.
When it comes to the Reds, in your pre-draft conversations with them, what kind of role do you think they have envisioned for you? What kind of role do you want to carve out for yourself?
We never really went over roles or what the future holds. We got down to personality, talking about pitching, different things pertain to me, different things pertain to the organization. But when we're talking about role and future, it's going to be left up to the Reds and what they see for me. But that's the next step that I'm going to take with a grain of salt, and I'm ready to kind of hit the floor running.
Well, when it comes to that philosophy and that fit that you talked about, what stands out to you?
The Reds are very good at developing pitchers. They take a very analytical side to it. They take a lot of information and put it into how they develop pitchers. So it's not always the eye test. It's a lot of raw data and definitely information that backs it up and a lot of numbers. And so that's something that's extremely exciting and something that I look forward to kind of diving deep into with their pitching coaches and analysts and trying to improve my game in any way that I possibly can.
So have they said anything to you about either what they want you to do or what's going to be the next thing to happen? I mean, I know that there's no baseball yet, but I mean, what have they kind of said to you?
I think that their biggest issue right now is getting the big leaguers back out there and trying to kind of get baseball started up again. And so I think once they kind of get that settled out, they'll start to develop a plan and kind of trickle down effect from the top to the bottom. But I think their biggest issue right now is there's a world pandemic going on, and they're trying to get players back on the field and fans back in the stands. And so once I think they tackle that goal, we'll move on to the rest.
Talk a little bit just about the 3 guys in the top 50 only school. What's that say about the program?
It says a lot. It says a lot about Texas A&M. It says a lot about our coaching staff, led by Coach Childress. It says a lot about their development and 3 guys that weren't really highly regarded out of high school. And I know Asa and Zach definitely had chances to play professional baseball. I didn't, but 3 guys that had to come in and really work for spots and develop over our 3 years. It wasn't easy, and we had to put a lot of hard work in. And our coaches helped us do it along the way with our strength coach, Jeremy McMillan, our trainer, Casey Meyer, and then obviously the guys up top in the front office, the head coaches and the assistant coaches. I mean, it's so much testament to them to continue to put out prospects on day one and early in rounds each year. It really is an accomplishment, and we're proud that we attend Texas A&M.
So Asa did his press conference earlier today in a golf cart on the golf course. What's his golf game like? Have you ever played with him?
He's just recently started to pick it up. So I think he's getting some practice rounds in before he takes me on.
So you take it and you take the Skins in that matchup.
I would say so.
Do you look forward to talking pitching with Trevor Bauer?
For sure. Trevor's definitely one of the brightest and highest touted minds in all of baseball at this point. He's kind of on the cutting edge of analytics and how he approaches the game, and from a scientific and engineer outlook of the way he views pitching. And so if I'm fortunate to sit down with Trevor and talk pitching, I'm definitely going to take that time and learn and listen and have a great conversation with him.
All righty. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Really glad you came and did this with us. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.